Welcome back, everybody. This is Denise Milianta. I'm your host. You are listening to the Coach by God Entrepreneur podcast, where we turn potential into performance. This is part 2 of your 3 most valuable assets as a coach and or consultant. So today we're going to explore this second fundamental pillar of coaching and even consulting. Now, just want to remind you that we're referencing some scripture along the way, but we are not discussing theological concepts. Instead, we're focusing on the most valuable assets that you possess as a coach, your expertise, your ability to connect with clients, and commitment to delivering results. So today we're going to dive into number 2, which is connection, the heart of the matter. Hey, Coach. Welcome back to the Coach by God Entrepreneur Show. I'm Denise Milianta, self-proclaimed mama bear of the coaching industry, certified professional coach, mentor, consultant, tech trainer, and a faith-fueled business maven with a knack for turning chaos into gold. If you are ready to leverage your hard-earned coaching certification, get clarity, create ripples in the marketplace, build a business that glorifies God, and make money, this podcast is for you. You can find out more and connect with me over at denisemilianta.coach. Ready to dig into today's show? Get ready for a dash of sass, a sprinkle of wit, a dose of wisdom, and a whole lot of no-nonsense strategies that will transform your life and your business. Let's go. Welcome back. We are on part 2 of a 3-part series. Today we're talking about connection, the heart of the matter. You could be the smartest cookie in the jar, but if you can't connect with clients, well, you're just another crumb on the table. When was the last time you were deeply moved by a Wikipedia article? Sure, it might have given you some facts, but it did inspire you to change your life? Probably not. And that's because information without connection is sort of like a joke without a punchline. It might be technically correct, but it's not going to leave a lasting impression. Now think about Jesus. He's the ultimate coach, and this is why the name of my podcast is called Coached by God. What made him effective? It was his uncanny ability to connect with everyone, from the high and mighty to the down and out. He didn't just preach at people. He listened to them. He understood them. He met them where they were. And as we see in Mark 10, verse 21, Jesus looked at him and loved him. This simple act of connection was often the prelude to transformation. Colossians 3, verse 12 reminds us, put on then as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. These qualities, they're your secret weapons in the connection game. So how do you imitate Jesus in your connections? Well, I would recommend that you listen like your life depends on it. And I mean really listen, not that half-hearted, you might give your spouse or your kids when they're talking about their day. Use those ears like they're the most valuable tool in your coaching toolkit, because they are. Remember, everyone should be quick to listen and slow to speak. James 1, verse 19. Also, you want to empathize like you're auditioning for an Oscar. Put yourself in your client's shoes. Feel their struggles. Really feel them. Understand their fears. As Romans 12:15 says, rejoice with those who rejoice and weep with those who weep. You're also going to want to be authentic. Your clients can smell fakery from a mile away. So if you're trying to be Tony Robbins when you're really more of a Bob from accounting, you're not going to connect. So embrace your inner Bob. Bob can be a great coach too. After all, the Lord detests lying lips, but he delights in people who are trustworthy. You also want to show vulnerability because, let's face it, I'm not perfect and you're not perfect. And pretending to be is about as convincing as a toupee in a hurricane. So share your own struggles and how you've overcome them. It makes you relatable and gives your clients hope. Paul wasn't afraid to share his weakness, saying, "For when I am weak, then I am strong." Now, I also want to encourage you to adapt your style. Some clients need a cheerleader, others need a drill sergeant, and some need a shoulder to cry on. Be flexible enough to be what each client needs. I have become all things to all people so that by all possible means, I might save some. Now remember, you're not just a coach, you're also a compass. Your job is to help your clients navigate the stormy seas of their life, pointing them towards their true north. And you can't do that if you're stuck on your own little island of expertise, shouting instructions through a megaphone. Now, I'll also throw in here, it really depends also on your coaching style, right? What method of coaching do you use? I do have an episode on that, discovering your dominant coaching style. I suggest you go back and listen to it. It's a really good episode. So get out there and connect. Be the hand that reaches out, the ear that listens, and the heart that understands. Because at the end of the day, people may forget what you said, but they're never, ever going to forget how you made them feel. As Proverbs 27, verse 9 puts it, the sweetness of a friend comes from his earnest counsel. All right, let's move on. We're going to wrap up with the one thing challenge. And your one thing challenge for this week, my friends, is listeners. Practice the art of active listening. For the next 7 days, in every conversation you have, make a conscious effort to truly listen. Don't just wait for your turn to speak, but really hear what the other person is saying. Try to understand their perspective, their emotions, and their needs. Then, before you respond, take a moment to reflect on what you've heard and ask a thoughtful question based on what they've shared with you. Remember, James 1, verse 19 tells us to be quick to listen and slow to speak. So by implementing this one simple practice, you'll start to see a dramatic improvement in your ability to connect with others, whether they're their clients, whether they are your clients, family members, or friends. And connection, as we've learned today, is at the heart of effective coaching and meaningful relationships. Be well, be blessed. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Coach by God Entrepreneur. If this blessed you, please hit the subscribe button and leave me a review. I would be truly blessed if you shared this podcast with another coach. And remember, success in coaching is not just about what you achieve, but who you become in the process. Tune in for more insights and actionable strategies in my upcoming episodes. Stay connected, stay inspired, and let God lead the way to your coaching greatness.